Hello YouTube, good morning and welcome back to my channel. It's a great beautiful day today and let me show you. We got about a few inches of snow last night, fresh snow. And so it's a perfect day for driving a Subaru or my 2017 Honda Pilot EXL. It's got the Honda's new intelligence traction all-wheel drive, and today I'm going to do something to my Honda. I do regular cleaning on my Honda, you know, all the oil change and things like that. To keep this engine running like a dream, like what it says, you not only you need to do oil changes and that kind of maintenance all the time. Maybe 5,000, 6,000 miles as is recommended. But also you will need to do something what they call a intake valve cleaning. So intake valve cleaning is for cleaning the outside of the intake valve. So the traditional, you know, port injected method, you know, have the gasoline mixed with air and then spray it, you know, from the outside of the valve into the combustion chamber, so you get the gasoline as a good solvent, you know, cleaning the intake valve with a lot of good, nowadays they put a lot of kind of mixtures in the gasoline to do a lot of cleaning. But now with the direct injection, you don't really get that. So I think once maybe once 10,000 miles, you should do some kind of intake valve cleaning just to keep the valve clean, and so that you don't get problems down the road. Another way to get a good kind of remedy for direct injection is to install an oil catch can. But right now I have not seen any good products on the market that's a good match for the Honda Pilot. You can get some generic stuff, but it's not going to be an easy mount. As you can see, the Honda Pilot has a really small engine bay, everything's packed, so I'm not sure how to do it yet. So when I get there, I'll let you guys know. But today my video is about, you know, doing a spray cleaning with the CRC intake valve and turbo cleaner. So I'm gonna try this. I've never done it before, so I'm really overdue, and I'm gonna bring you guys along and see if I can do this thing and not get the engine blow up on me. So yeah, let's take a look at the engine. So the engine, you have different ways of doing it. First thing, you have to pop this thing open. So it's really easy. You just like it pops right off. A lot of people, they do they use the brake boost vacuum line as the injection point to get the solution inside the intake manifold. But what I'm gonna do is I decided to use the main body throttle right here to do the spray and to get the solution into the intake manifold and then distribute it throughout all 6 cylinders. And the reason I'm doing that, because see how like the vacuum line for the brake boost is right here, but you have 3 cylinders on this side and 3 on that side. So depending on which cylinder is closer to the vacuum line, you might not get 100% even distribution of the solutions into each intakes. So that's kind of like my theory. I'm not sure if that's true, but if you guys know differently, just let me know. So I came out with this theory from looking at some kind of extreme cases. Let me show you. So this is my 2017 Subaru Forester, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So here we're looking at the engine bay of my 2017 Subaru Forester. It has the you know, the famous 2.5 liter boxer engine, and as you can see the vacuum lines right here, and then it goes into one of these intake manifold kind of spider legs right from here. So if you can see that the boxer engine, you got the intake manifold goes to 2 extreme side of the engine bay. So when you have when you try to just spray solution from the vacuum hose in here, majority of the stuff's gonna go into down to this one intake valve, and then it's not gonna be, I don't believe there's a lot of stuff that's gonna go over there, or maybe not even any, maybe some down here, I don't know. So just looking at that, I would think if you're gonna do something like this for the Forester, if you have a direct injection engine like the new, I think the new Foresters, they have direct injections as well, and also the Impreza's 2.0 liter boxer engine. So you might want to just do it here at the main throttle body, so that way your intake cleaner solution will get more evenly distributed throughout all cylinders intakes. So this is the mass sensor for the Forester. So you can definitely do it from here, and so that's kind of what my thinking is. So let's come back to my pilot. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna spray it. I'm gonna take out the intake hose from the main cleaner box, and then I'm gonna start spraying stuff in there, and then I'll show you that process. So let me get set up. So first, let's drive the car for about 10 minutes to get the engine up to the optimal temperature and get the intake valve really hot. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just loosen up this clamp. It's always kind of loose. I pre-loosen it. So you loosen up this clamp so that you can get the cleaner box cover out. And then so here, and also it will take out, so you can spray it from here and not, and then kind of right behind the mass sensor. Okay. Right, so that you're gonna get it out of the way, and then when you look into the throttle body, so here is where we can spray in the solutions into the throttle body. So with the engine running, I'm gonna have somebody hold down the throttle and keep the engine running at about 2500 RPM throughout the whole process. Spray it in a short intervals. Until you use up the whole can. So you want to keep doing it in short intervals so that the engine doesn't go into hydro lock. Okay, with the whole can used up, so we're gonna let off the gas throttle and just let it idle. So right now the car is it's running just like normal. And we're just gonna let it idle for about 5 minutes, and then we'll shut it off completely, and then for an hour let it soak, and then we'll turn it back up and then see what happens. Okay, it's been an hour already, so let's get this baby start back up. And then we're gonna turn it back on, and then we're gonna go for a drive for maybe 5-10 mile drive to kind of to let everything kind of shake loose. And then after that I will drive it for maybe a couple 100 miles and then do an oil change to get all the gooey stuff, the gunks, drained out. So you probably want to do this at the kind of end of your oil changing cycle, so that you can maybe a couple 100 miles before you do the engine oil change, you do this valve cleaning, and then drive for a couple 100 miles and then do your oil change. So I will expect to do this maybe every 10,000 miles every year, just to keep this engine clean, and then later on put a oil catch can on it, and then so maybe then that will be an even better kind of long-term solution. Okay, there we go. Okay, no problem. We got one warning, that's the Fob Low Battery. That's normal because I already know about that. So let's put out of the garage and check the tailpipe. So you know what? I'm not seeing a lot of white smokes coming out like other people are expecting. But I do smell a lot of funky stuff like burning oils and things like that. Oh yeah, I do seeing smoke now. It's not very clear, but it feels like the ground's white, so you're probably not seeing it much. But I do smell like oil burning, which is good because that means the carbon buildup and like all those gunks that from the intake valve probably being shaken loose and then being burned through the exhaust right now. Let's check the engine. So the engine's running pretty smooth. I'm not like hearing anything abnormal. So yeah, it seems everything works well, and I'm just gonna drive this for a few hundred miles and do an oil change, and I'll keep you guys updated. Okay, let's go for a drive. So after an hour of a heat soak, I'm taking the car out for maybe like a 10-mile drive, just to kind of get the rest of the residues burned out and expelled from the system. So everything runs really well. I mean, the car's really smooth. You know, I don't really feel any difference. So yeah, so I'm gonna just keep driving in this snow and just have a little fun. And hopefully we get as much of the gunks and buildups, carbon buildups, expelled from the system.